Exercise number 2 of this, let's just call it level 1 training, is then a side plank. Now the side plank is key because one, we're getting the lateral seam of tissues. So we're getting all the muscles up the outside of the leg, and the outside of the torso. We're also getting the tendons, the fascia, and all the ligaments that are there to support the outside of the body. So again, what we want to do is we want to start with 2 feet on the floor. So when we come into side plank, we come down, we'll start with the top foot in front of the bottom foot. We'll come into elbow below the shoulder. What we then do is come up like so. Now, why are we using the side plank? Because it's a core exercise for the obliques. Well, what we can get is very good glute medius, glute minimus activation from this exercise. So first of all, we need to be able to hold that position, much like we did with the bridge. We need to be able to hold the position and get the muscles active. What we're then going to do, once we can do that, so it might be, again, we get up to 30 seconds. Once we get up to 30 seconds side plank, what we can then start to do is move into what I would describe as like a single leg version of it. And what that looks like, exactly the same position, the only difference being now we're going to start with both feet on top of each other. Because when we come up into this position, what we've now got is a loop, a closed loop around my hips and around my feet. So what I'm then going to do is lift a leg up and place it on the floor. I'm then going to lift it up and I'm going to bring it back. Why am I doing that? Very simple reason. As soon as I lift my foot off, or my top foot off the bottom foot, I break that closed loop around my pelvis and my feet. And it makes this bottom leg have to work that much more. And what you should find is the hip becomes that much more active. So it's very much, when we come into this position, you should be able to feel relatively comfortable here. But what we then do is we lift up, and this lower leg has to work so much harder, which is where glute medius, glute minimus comes in. So that is where the glute training comes in for this exercise. So level 1 is just about going from double leg to single leg because it gets so much harder, but also activating the glutes from the double leg into the single leg.